calling all new runners. Are you just starting out? Have you ventured into the world of running? Are you a beginner runner who's not long been running? Have you been inspired by the London Marathon or the Boston Marathon and you just wanted to give running a try? Today I'm going to cover my top tips of how to start running, how to get yourself started in the right manner and being able to not demotivate yourself too early on in your running journey. So let's dive straight in and cover how to start running. So spring is finally here, across the globe hopefully. Spring has finally come, warmer weather's on the horizon, sun, dry weather is far more appealing to runners. So are you a new runner? Have you been thinking about running for a while and you're finally going to make the leap and start your running journey? So no matter what your motivation are or what your reasons are to start running, today I'm going to share my top tips in terms of the things I probably didn't do at the start of my running journey, the things I wish someone would have told me, and I think these tips will help most new runners or beginner runners, those that have been running all that long, or those that maybe have been running for a bit and then they get a bit demotivated. Hopefully these tips will help you to enjoy your running, do it in the right manner, and hopefully stick with it long enough for a habit to form, and then you'll be stuck with running hopefully in a good way. You'll form a good habit and you'll be running on a regular basis for a sustained period of time. So a bit of background. My name's Adam. I'm a recreational runner, a qualified sports coach, and I've been running now on off for about 10 years. I flitted and flattered around, ran for a year or so and then stopped for a bit when the kids came along, came back to it for a bit, left it again, but now I've been running consistently now for pretty much 2 years, almost 2 years now. Consistently running on a regular basis, running every week, every month, etc. Decent mileage, that's what I class as consistent. Obviously ad hoc runners might run once or so a week and then leave it for a while and come back. So I've been running consistently for 2 years, on off for about 10 years. And hopefully these tips now will help those who are just starting out, hopefully help you to start out on the right path and stick with running, unlike I did when I kept dropping in and out of running because I wasn't doing these things. So this links in nicely with a previous vlog I did. I did a top tips for new runners, so it's a similar type vlog. So if you haven't watched that one, I'll link to it in the description and I'll put a card there so for you to go back and watch that one. That's kind of for those that have just started out running, similar to this I suppose. In terms of if you're just starting out, these tips will help you to enjoy your running, etc. Today's vlog is similar to that in that those that have just starting out or haven't even started yet and you're just thinking about beginning a running program or going out for your first run. So this is kind of aimed at more you're about to start running. But they're both quite similar, so watch both hand in hand, they both help you along. But the first and most important tip in terms of starting your running is just get out and run. Sounds basic, but the hardest step is often the first one. Getting out the front door. You can talk yourself out of it. You can be thinking about running and then a long day comes at work or the weather changes or something crops up. So the first and most important step is you've just got to get out and run to start with. Like I said, the weather's a bit nicer now, so hopefully it's a bit more encouraging. Hopefully there's less reasons as to why people might choose not to go running. So the weather's out, the sun's out. Get out, get a run in. Doesn't matter how far, doesn't matter how fast. Just get out and run slow. Do what I'm doing today. I'm on my way down to the canal, running nice places with nice things to look at, make it as enjoyable as possible for yourself. So get out, get your first step. First step is get out the front door, just run. That's my first tip. And then once you're starting to move and you're running, then everything should fall into place a bit more easily. But if you put it off and put it off and put it off and never actually start running, you obviously talk yourself out of it. We all do that. We all have a plan in our head of when we're going to get out and then we never do. So Hardest step is the first one at the front door. Get yourself out, get a run in, if it's just around the block or down the street and back, or if it's a walk, jog, you get yourself started, and once you're started, you've got a starting point and you can keep going. So that's tip one, just run, get out, get it started, and begin the journey. So yeah, as with all my tip videos, you can rank them in any order of importance you wish. I'd probably class that first one as the most important, but after this now, these are all equally important, I suppose. Yeah, so tip number 2 is motivation. What is your motivation for running? Everyone's got a reason to start. I said, were you inspired by a recent marathon on the telly? Were your family members started and you want to follow suit? Do you just want to get fitter, more active? Have you got a specific goal race or goal time in mind that you want to try and achieve? Everyone's individual. Everyone's got their own motivations and inspirations. So find your motivation. There's a reason why you want to start running. Stick to that, remember that, keep that in the front of your mind. And every time you get out or you're thinking of not getting out for a run, remind yourself of that motivation. I say, is it the goal race coming up? Is it you remember watching a race on the television and being inspired by someone else? I say, is it a family member or a friend who's encouraging you to do so? And you're thinking, yeah, go on, I'll do that. So basically remember your motivation, because in the dark days or the times when you're starting to wane and that motivation is starting to decline, you need to remember what it is. It needs to motivate you again. It needs to re-energise you in terms of getting back out for a run. Yeah, everyone's different, everyone's got different motivations, but you need to find your own. Don't use someone else's motivation for your own, it won't work. You need to look internally, figure out why you want to start running or why you're continuing to run. What's your goal, what's your ambition? And I say, regularly remind yourself of that. That'll keep you going, and is an important step on making sure that running continues, doesn't just fade away. Okay, tip 3 is recovery. Again, something that's neglected a lot by newer runners. You don't realise quite how much you should probably be doing, and I'm probably guilty of this even now, neglecting some of the recovery I should be doing. So yeah, when you're starting to run, or you're not long into it, it's a bit of a shock to the body. You're doing more than you used to. Even if you've been running for a little while, if you increase your mileage, again, that's an increase in effort and impact on your body. So yeah, you need to be aware of that, considerate of recovery, whether that be rest days, which are important, nutrition, obviously eat more or eat better, hydration, make sure you're drinking more than you would normally. I obviously undertaking foam rolling, stretching on a regular basis, yoga, these all help keep the legs fresh. Yeah, so obviously it can be a bit of a shock to the body initially, so you've got to make sure your legs are given time to recover. A lot of time people get demotivated with all the aches and the pains that are associated with maybe an increase in whatever, would be going to the gym more or running more or cycling more. Yeah, a lot of people get a lot of aches and pains, maybe niggles and ailments, and think, oh, this is not very enjoyable or not for me. But again, a lot of that is self-inflicted. If you stay on top of your recovery as well as your running, they should go hand in hand. I'm running more than I've ever done before, because I've got an awareness of recovery, and I'm trying to do more as much as I possibly can and try and stay on top of that. Touch wood, so far this year, so I've got the highest mileage and I've not really had any injuries yet, so it's going well. But yeah, recovery's important, don't neglect it. If you do, it'll always catch up with you and you'll pay the price down the line. So tip number 4, now I'm a big fan of running alone. I love the peace and the quiet and just being alone with my own thoughts. I do pretty much all my training completely by myself. The only time I run with other people is if I go to a park run or into an event like a race. The rest of the time I'm pretty much on my own. I don't have any training partners or any running people that I run with. I was considering joining a running group and I might do so in the future, but especially if you're new to running and you're not maybe as big a fan of running on your own as I am, then run with others if you can, whether it be friends, colleagues, other people you know that run. Join a running group if that's necessary or you want to do that. That's to maybe get down to a local park run, which are like free weekly 5Ks on a Saturday morning across the world. Maybe join one of them and you've got people to run with. So this is one tip I don't generally do myself, but that's not going to stop me recommending it to others who obviously might need that social interaction or social encouragement or moral support. So yeah, consider it. If you do run alone and you're starting out and it doesn't look as appealing to you, I said, try and find someone you live next to, or a work colleague, or a friend, or whatever. Find someone that's got a similar interest, or maybe wants to start out exactly the same time as you, and you can go on the journey together. But if you can find someone to run with, that can often again be added motivation. When one of you is maybe trying to shirk off, the other one can motivate the other, and vice versa. You can look out for each other, and it does make it a bit easier down the line to have someone like a running buddy or a friend, like I said, that can help along the way. Okay, and my last and final tip, and again these are in no particular order, is just get the running essentials. Make sure you've got the essential kit. Don't go running in trainers that aren't for running in and pick up an injury and then demotivate yourself and think you're not set out to run, or it's not for you, or you're not capable of running. Yeah, similar to the recovery tip, a lot of the issues that runners face are kind of self-inflicted. Too much too soon, or an increase in intensity of your running, or your training, or you did some hills more than you normally did, or whatever, or let's say you didn't give yourself enough rest days, or you were pushing it too much, or you ran too fast too often. Generally it's all self-inflicted. So in terms of the last tip, running kit, make sure you've got at least the right running trainers. They don't have to be all singing or dancing super shoes. I personally never owned a super shoe, nor will I ever probably do so. I don't see the point of expending £200+ on a pair of running trainers, which might aid me to go a couple of minutes faster, but in the grand scheme of things won't actually be much benefit to me at all. So yeah, get yourself the basics. A good pair of running trainers which are designed to run is the bare minimum. After that, it's each their own. Pair of shorts, t-shirt or vests, workout tops, whatever. For women, again, tops and maybe pants or shorts again. Get the bare minimum. But I said the only one I'd class as an essential would be your running trainers. Don't go running out in flats or shoes or trainers or casual wear trainers. You're going to pick up an injury. It's going to be harder to run in those. You're going to enjoy it less, and you'll probably end up being demotivated pretty quick. But you need to get the essentials. Start trying to do any job with the wrong tools. It'll be frustrating and much harder than it needs to be. So I've just stopped briefly, yes, that's it. I'll wrap up there. That's my whistle stop quick tips for the new runners, beginner runners, those that are just starting out. Hopefully those 5 tips, if you implement a few of those or some of those, they will help you on your running journey in terms of the start of it. Like I said, a lot of people set off on the wrong foot, do the wrong things early doors, and it quickly demotivates you. Again, I'm not preaching. Like all my videos, I made exactly these same mistakes. Set off, ran too fast too often, didn't have the right kit, didn't really know what I was doing, tried to run alone all the time. Again, ran too intensively too quickly, got picked up an injury, thought it wasn't for me, thought I wasn't built to run, etc. But over years I've learned that obviously they're my mistakes, hence why I'm making these vlogs now. So again, feel free, if you're new to the channel, look through the back catalogue, look through my playlist. I did marathon training last year, I'm doing half marathon training this year. I've got some running vlogs on there, I've got information videos. A lot of the information videos are quite useful, hopefully, in terms of tip videos, hints and tips to get you started. A lot of my running channel is aimed at kind of the newer or beginner runners, hoping you'll not make the same mistakes I made. So yeah, so I'll wrap it there. I'm down on the canal, just gonna finish my run. Like I said, I'm in the middle of half marathon training at the minute, so I'm gonna get this run finished. This is my last week of training. I'm not sure when this will publish, but yeah, look back through the channel if you want to pick up anything you've missed out. I'll tag some more videos, hints and tip videos in the description, so feel free to go and watch them as well. Drop anything in the comments if you've got any questions. So yeah, if you've got any questions about your running or starting out or anything like that, training tips, etc., feel free to drop it in the comments. I'll answer any questions or queries if I can. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see everyone on the next one.